informative and contains my opinion and understanding of the subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back, or welcome, depending on if you were here the first time. So tonight we are going to do a show on, I'm going to look at the Jack and Lily case, but I'm going to be looking at some interviews that somebody sent me. Of course, Thor has to make an entrance, my dog. But without further ado, I'm also going to add Daniel from the DT show to the stage. He's going to start us out tonight with some news, and then we're going to look at the interviews, but we're going to kick him off just so that I don't feel bad in case I say anything, because we have a little bit of a different position, but we love Daniel here, and he is the best, and I'm so grateful for him. He helps me so much, you guys. I don't know what I'd do without him. But without further ado, here comes Daniel.
How's it going?
There we go. How you doing? I'm
up in the sky, as you can see.
Thank you so much for joining us for a few minutes on this live, too. I appreciate you.
No problem. It's good to be back on.
Thank you.
I'll be talking about this case tomorrow night and going a little bit more in depth with some of the more conversations that I've had with Daniel, especially today. I'll talk a little bit about what we talked today, not everything in detail, because I want to save some of the stuff for the show tomorrow.
Oh, of course.
Some stuff that I spoke about with him today, and I'm now severely more convinced than ever than those kids wandered off into those woods.
How come?
Well, a couple of different things. One, apparently a sticker was found near a bridge by dispatch, and I went back and I went to go find it. And sure enough, it's on the dispatch tape around 11:32 a.m. And there's a sticker. And I've talked to a couple of people. And from what I understand is that Daniel don't think it has anything to do with it. But he says it could be anybody's. Janie says it's possible. But the sticker that they found, it sounds like it was given to children from the school. And so there was other kids in the neighborhood that went to the same school. So they may have had access to the same sticker. But from what I understand is that this sticker may have matched something on the backpack. But I don't know that for 100% certain. Don't know that 100% certain.
That's pretty big. And even in the last stream, you told us about some clothing. What was that about?
Yeah. So let me share my screen and I'll pull it up. And so the other thing too is I was talking with Daniel today and I was like, hey man, because I was telling him about these pieces of clothing that were found. And he's like, he kind of giving me these excuses as to why not, that he doesn't believe that they're relevant or whatever, that, there was the ground search crew, there was this, there was that. And I was like, look, man, you talk about the special technology or the top secret technology, and that it only picked up on the heat sensor a beaver and a coyote. I think we made a joke about a platypus when we talked about it last time. Now, I live in a residential neighborhood. There are more animals in my neighborhood than that. Would you say that there's more animals in yours?
There's a deer right outside of my window as we're speaking, so absolutely.
So how good do you think that technology really is if all it picked up was 2 animals in that area?
No, that's a valid point, because I did think the same thing. I'm like, all those woods and they only saw 2 animals.
Exactly. So if they're only picking up 2 animals, there's so much more it's not picking up. And this happened in May.
Kids.
Exactly. This happened in May. And I went to go and look, and animals start to come out mid-March. April is when animals start to come out. By May, they're really prevalent in the area. Bears are in the area. I have a picture of a bear on his property 2.5 weeks later.
What?
Yeah. There's a black bear on Daniel's property.
So there could have been a bear that went through the trash.
Yeah, of course. And so
a lot of people said there's no way that there was a bear up there, and so I kind of felt silly at first. But if you have a picture of a bear, then there's a bear up there.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here in a second. The picture of the bear. Let me see.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I have a picture of a bear. Gosh, I don't know which one it is. All right, wrong way. All right. Yeah, if you want to share my screen, I can show you the picture of the bear.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Here we go. I'm used to you being the main host. Here we go. Oh, well, okay.
So back here, you can't see it, but it's right here. And then you can kind of see it standing there. And then you're going to see
wow.
big sucker right here. Watch. There he is.
Oh, my God.
So that's his
I'd die
property.
if I saw that outside. I know people are going to say that bears aren't like dangerous in the way that I think, but I still would freak out.
Yeah. So it's like half the size of the car. And so this is in May. This is on his property. So for me, the first thing I thought is like, dude, like if you have a situation, I'm going to pull this down real quick and then pull the maps back up.
Oh, wait, do you want me to remove that?
Yeah, real quick, just because I don't know what's, yeah.
No, sure. That makes sense.
All right, there you go. Go ahead. So what we had found is I had one of my viewers and I'd asked everybody to go on to Google Earth, see what you can find. And the cool thing about Google Earth here recently is they have been driving around this area and giving us pretty good views. Like for instance, this road here where the the blanket was found, this wasn't on. You couldn't do this street view on Google Earth like a month and a half ago.
Oh,
And
wow.
so that's new. This is brand new. We couldn't see any of this stuff here. Right. And so now you can. And so since they've been doing some work around the area, and I've kind of told some folks, like, hey, they've done this, go check it out. Out here in this area, and I got pictures of this, and I was like, hold on, let me see. It's right at the edge. Where was it? So I have some pictures here. Is it this way? No, it's the other way. It's at the very end. Oh, I got to find them.
Look at all but look how much just by looking at that. Like, I don't think I always realized how dense all of those, like, there's so much to look through.
Oh yeah, there is a ton,
like and trees.
You know, pull this down real quick. I'm just gonna pull up the screenshot that I have of it.
Sure. But wait till people hear this.
Let's see, where's it at? Is that it? All right, you can bring it back up now. So out here in the middle of, and this is from August 2025. You see that there?
Wow. I do.
We got some clothing in the brush. Now, I have no idea if this has anything to do with the little kids or not.
Did Daniel see it?
I did send it to him. And at first he was like, his response to me was like, oh, that could have been planted. Law enforcement must know about it. And I was trying to explain to him, and it was like he wasn't grasping it that we just found this. Like nobody's gone out there. Nobody's gone out there to check this area. This was found not by somebody, because he's like, oh, you got somebody, a local coming out here. He thought.
Did he sound nervous? That sounds like he was nervous.
No, not at all. It was a voice thing. He was just kind of like, oh, you have locals out here taking pictures for you, or something of that nature. Something about that. I got some locals helping me. And I go, no, dude, this wasn't found by a local. This was found on Google Earth.
Google Earth.
Yeah. And so it was pretty, I was pretty frustrated with him, I'll be honest with you. And I was like, I was like, dude, I don't care if you're skeptical. Go look. Like, just go look. You live like freaking 4 miles down the road. Go look. If it's nothing, it's nothing, but at least do that. Do
you think you went and looked?
I have no idea.
See, my thing that would scare me, and I know that you were like where you stand on it all, but I would have been afraid to tell him about it. Like, in the fact that what if, God forbid, like he did know something more, like would he go out and get it type thing first?
Well, I mean, if he had something to do with this piece of clothing, for one, it's a good distance away, and there are some cameras around his place. that would have, they don't capture his home, but they would have captured him leaving on a vehicle. Now, two kids getting here and not captured on cameras, there's a route for that. And it's very likely that they wouldn't have. But a vehicle on a roadway is. Now, so this image was sent to me, and this is where it's at. It's out here.
And you did like check it, and it was Google Earth?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
I took this screenshot. I just can't find it.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is my screenshot.
I just wanted people to know that like you did see this with your own eyes. Yeah,
no, they gave me the address. I put it in. I have no idea why I don't see it here.
That's what so how
I have it here.
How
it was on the side of the road.
How
there
recent,
it is.
Oh, there it goes. How recent is Google Earth? Do you know?
It's August 2025.
Oh yeah, you did.
This was like 3 months ago. Now, Daniel was like, well, law enforcement must know about it. I'm like, they don't. This wasn't taken. This isn't a picture that somebody took of clothing and said, hey, look, there's some clothes there. Let me take a picture. This is from a moving vehicle, right? From Google. And it's just taking a picture of the surroundings so you can see it from the ground.
Right. It's not looking for, evidence of anything.
So
right.
I did turn this over to the Please Bring Me Home folks that are having a search that are going on. So they're going to go check it out. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And now, like, again, this could be anything. There's like an Amazon piece of trash right here. So like this could be part of that. This could be absolutely nothing whatsoever. So I was told about this information. I was like, well, is there a route that would get you there, from where the kids are at or where the boot print was last seen or at? Because I was like, if there's no feasible path to it, it probably means nothing, right? So,
but you found a feasible path,
a very feasible path. So this is around where the boot prints were. And let me close this off here. So here's where the blanket was. And there's this roadway that goes and it turns into a trail. So you can see it turns into a little trail that you can walk. Okay. And then it goes into the clearing right here where the boot print was found. And so I asked Daniel which direction the boot prints were going, and he told me they were going away from this roadway. So they were going this direction, the direction of the white line. All right. So if you follow the white line and you just go up this clearing to the very next roadway or intersection, which is right here, the very next one, you have a roadway that crosses. And if you turn up and you follow this road, so this isn't going through any crazy terrain, right? Something that's very feasible for anybody to walk. There is some water. Looks like water right there. I would check that area.
And I'm assuming to most people, this looks all the same. So if the kids were walking, I would assume that they would be lost because look at it.
Yeah. And then it gets you right into another clearing. Wow. And so if you walk down this, there's a trail right here that I'm following.
How far is this though?
It's about 5 miles.
Okay.
There was a kid that was 2 years old that went 7 miles in Arizona through the desert. So I know a lot of people might say 5 miles seems like a lot. It's not. It really isn't. And so, in fact, I had told people that when I was talking to the police, bring me like one of the representatives that is in contact with them, I told them, I was like, your radius should be about 6 miles, like from where the boot print is where I would look. And so in this clearing, the very next
and how far
roadway,
was the boot print? Wasn't it like 2 miles or something?
About a mile.
A mile. Okay.
Yeah. So it's in totality, like 6.5 miles from the house.
Okay.
And here's where the clothes are. So it's not the most outrageous path. I mean, it's literally the very next clearing or the very next turn, make a right. The very next turn, make a left. The very next turn, make a right. So it's not like a huge, like complex turns and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
It's a feasible path. It'd be one thing if it was like over here. And then I'm like, all right, well, this person has to go up this trail, then that trail, then that trail, then then cut across, half a mile of just, forest. That's not feasible, right? This could be. And so I hope somebody just goes at least and checks it out. I've
Yeah,
sent the
somebody should
information
at
in.
least go check it out. Because could you imagine if it was something and you didn't say something?
Yeah. Yeah.
So absolutely. I'm curious to see what's going to come of it.
I am too. Like I said, I have no idea if it's relative or not. I mean, they found other pieces of clothing out there that weren't related to the kids, so it very well can be that. I don't know. It looks like, when I look at it, let's see.
Someone asked if if the sticker would have a fingerprint on it.
It could. I think it just kind of depends on where it's at. And
hopefully they're checking that though, right? Because DNA could have gotten stuff deposited onto it.
I hope so. Man, this thing, I don't even know how this person found it. They got a better eye than I do to be way over here.
No, seriously, right? But that's good that somebody's looking.
Yeah, no, 100%. I know it was somewhere in here.
And what was it?
It looked like a blue piece of clothing.
Oh, okay. So the clothing that you just saw, that we just saw in the screenshot?
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
I got you. Didn't you just see it? Like
Yeah,
in the
I did.
other one?
I saw it.
So it's like that, but that just goes to show how dense of a terrain this is. That like you were just looking at it and now you're going back to it. There it goes.
There it is. See, I have to find the Amazon bag, and then it's up here. And I mean, I can't tell you what that is. I mean, it looks like it could be denim. It could be
Can
just
you get
blue.
closer to it or no? Like zoom in closer? Or does it make it? Oh, that's pretty close. Let's see. What is that?
I mean, if that's pant legs, that's a small pant leg.
Or it could be like a sweatshirt.
It could
like
be
an
a
arm
sweatshirt.
of a sweatshirt.
It could be. It looks denim to me.
Curious well, that's always curious for me too, because who just leaves their sweatshirt or like just, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And the other thing too is the kids didn't necessarily have to make it this far, right? Like, this is gonna sound bad, but like, if they came to the elements, let's turn this off right here, over here, and they're in the wooded area over here, and an animal could have dragged, that piece of garment up to where its final resting spot is. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean that they made it there too.
That's a really good point.
An animal could have brought it there. And so is it on a path that is feasible that somebody that two kids could get to? Because I mean, there are two kids now. If none of this existed, like these trails and this walkways and stuff, or these roads, if none of this existed and it was there and the road ended and we were over here, I would say unlikely. But I can't deduce it out. You know what I'm saying? I can't rule it out yet. I wish somebody would go and check it out.
I hope they do.
I do too.
Big time. Wow, that's so interesting.
And like, I was talking with Janie and Daniel about it, and I'm not sure if this is the right way. Oh, wrong way. That was it. So here apparently is how long it takes to walk around that amount of distance. I think I don't think that's accurate. I think it would take a lot longer to walk 5 miles than an hour and 19 minutes.
Well, I guess it would depend on who it is walking it.
Right. And so, the other thing is the kids didn't have to get there, at the time that RC, like the search and rescue team. So one of the things, like, for instance, Daniel and Janie and maybe perhaps some other folks may have some pushback against this being the kids, is that search and rescue team were there. They could, they would have, how could they have gotten that far in a short period of time? They didn't have to get that far in that short period of time. They only had to get further than the area that the RCMP and the search team set forth when they arrived there. Now, I personally
That
think,
is such a good point.
yeah, and
That's a great point.
yeah, exactly, because I mean they didn't find the boot print till 1:30 in the morning, right? And so that boot print could have been there like at 11. I mean, they could have been out there searching and just not gotten that far yet, and when they left that boot print, and so so with that being said, I just kind of feel that that's the direction that they went. And I think that when you look at, let me pull this up real quick. When you look at the dispatch here, so rescue team here, they showed up. We're on Lansdowne Road now. This was sometime after 10:50 p.m. Now, I don't know how long it took for between this one, because the next one is at 11:19. So sometime between 10:50 and 11:19 is when they arrived on scene. This is when the search team arrived on scene. The kids went missing as early as 9 a.m.
Okay.
So that's at least 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes. Could they in that time have gone further than a perimeter of 2 miles that they may have made? Because I think they said 6 kilometers, which I think is about 2.5 miles.
And that is a good point, right? So they don't have to get 6 miles by that point. They only have to get 2.5 miles or 2.25 miles just outside of the perimeter. So that is a great point, because they could have continued. Because didn't they stop the search that night and like pick up again in the morning?
Yeah, like right after they found the boot print, it sounds
So like in that many hours, the kids could have gotten a lot further.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like I would hope that if they continue down this path, I don't know how far they went, you know. I think that there's a good possibility that and I think it was Amy Hansen who said it in her search, that there's the possibility that the kids have just gone out further than what their perimeter was. And I think that that's the case. And no fault to like, for instance, the parents and the grandmother. They were just giving out the information as they had it and when they knew it. Like, for instance, I had somebody send me an email about, the inconsistencies of Janie. And what it was that she had said something about that, she had arrived and it was like, or that I guess somebody called 911 at 9, and then it was like, or at 10, I'm sorry. And then it was like 10:12 when they arrived, law enforcement. And then you go back and you look at the logs and it's actually 10:27 when they arrived. So they're like, oh, she's lying. And I'm like, she's wrong by 12 minutes, 15 minutes on the time that they arrived. I mean, I don't know if she's like looking at the clock like, oh, you just called 911. Let me document that and then come back later. That's not an inaccuracy. That's not a lie. But the fact that in those moments and things of that nature, that time is probably going a lot faster than they're anticipating because of the amount of pressure, the fear, the anxiety, and things of that nature. What felt like 10, 15 minutes to them was probably a lot longer. And so when they're telling law enforcement, they've been missing for 20 minutes, well, that's the information that law enforcement is going to use to create their perimeter. And so if they've been missing for a lot longer than 20 minutes, well, you're already behind the 8 ball.
1,000%. No, I agree with that. We have a question from Addie V. She says, DT, why do you think Daniel doesn't seem to want to go check the pipeline or this area today?
Well, I've asked him to go check the pipeline before, and he's come up with a lot of excuses for that.
Yeah, I think that's what they meant. Like, why do you think that is?
To a certain extent, when I talk to him, I get the sense that maybe perhaps if he goes out there and finds something, that's kind of confirmation that the kids aren't here no more. And I don't think he wants to face that reality.
Okay. That's fair.
Some people just don't want to, I don't think they want to face some people are in denial, and if they go out there and they have to face what's right in front of them, some people don't want to, especially if it means, because to a lot of people, if Malaya took them somewhere, or if somebody came and picked them up, or if the reservation CPS has them, what does that all mean? That all means they're alive. That gives people hope. And the alternative of them being out there doesn't. And I get it. It sucks. And it hurts. But if, creating more victims out of a scenario, and or pointing blame, and instead of going out there and finding the kids and getting the real answers, is, I don't know.
No, I hear you.
It's a tough case.
Thank you for joining us and showing us this.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
You.
I'm going to talk more about this and a little bit more of the stuff that me and Daniel talked about. Hopefully by tomorrow, maybe he'll go out there and check it out.
Yeah, again, everybody, please join tomorrow. Look for DT, because he's going to be doing more on this.
Yeah. And some folks are saying you never search alone. Yeah, don't search alone. Make sure you have a camera on.
Oh, true.
There's so many things, but yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow night, guys. Thank you, Dr. Vona, for having me.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you so much.
All right, bye.
Thank you. You're the best. Okay, you guys, thank you to Daniel from the DT show. April, hang in there, April. So this channel is definitely going to, I want to hear everybody's opinion. This is like the one case that I have to be honest, I'm not sure what I think yet on this case. Everybody's saying thank you, DT, if you're still listening. We appreciate you here. You have no idea. So I wanted to come on, and I'm like, look, I feel like with other cases, I have like this gut feeling and I go with it. This one, I don't know if it's because it's the one case that I see a little bit different than Daniel. Not much, because I definitely see Daniel's points and he could very well be correct. I just see something. I don't know what I'm seeing, you guys, but I'm feeling something different. But usually we line up pretty much where we're like, oh yeah, definitely. In this one, we go back and forth. So instead of me thinking like, what do I think about this? Because I really don't know, you guys. Daniel could be 100% correct, right? So, and it could be neglect and narcissism that I'm picking up on. So it could be anything. But I think that that's why it is so important to listen to everyone. So I not only listen to just Daniel, but I also listen to a few people that sent me interviews that I should look at. So with that being said, so April says, I'm really trying. I just feel like if you knew more and were following since the beginning, I know you would feel the same way I do. No disrespect to either of you, but April, you don't know how I know yet. Like, you don't know what I think yet. I don't know, because this is the thing. I haven't made a decision either way. And usually I'm like pretty clear on like, this is, and I get an icky feeling with this one, and I have to be completely honest. And I know that there's a bunch of people in here that think that Daniel did something, and there's a bunch of people in here that think that Daniel didn't do something. And I want to respect both, because none of us really know yet, right? So what I could do is, the way that I could offer assistance is, I haven't been able to see all of these interviews. So April is 100% right. And I haven't seen everything yet. So you're 1,000% correct. I give you that 1,000%. So let's do this. Let's watch something, and I will react in real time, and we could see how I feel about this. So let's see, which one should we do first? Let's do, I had these in order. Hold on. Which one did I have first? I don't know. I'm just going to click on one. Wait, hold on. Let me pull it up on the stage. Oh, wait, wrong one. There we go. Okay. So we're going to look at this one first. And this one is, let's see. I'm sure you guys have all seen this already. So it's really me that's looking at this. So let's see this one. It's a 7-minute video. Well, I'll go on it when I see something that I'm like, huh? Or, for good or bad, I'll stop it and I'll let you guys know what I think. Here we go.
Won't find anything? I know for 100% they won't find anything.
Okay, I already have a problem. If you're 100% sure that they're not going to find anything, that implies that you know more, right? I mean, come on, I don't know. With all due respect, and Daniel, if you're watching this, I mean no disrespect. I just want to get to where these kids are like everybody else.
So what do you make of the fact that they are bringing the cadaver dogs in?
Well, I'm actually pretty happy about that because it's been about 3 months. I've been asking for them, and it's just been delayed, I guess, till now. But I know things take time, and dogs are hard to get.
So what does this say to you? Because I mean, they are dogs searching for human remains.
Well, I know that it's going to be really hard work now that there's so much vegetation in the woods, but I'm pretty happy that they're going to be able to do it. I even hope that they bring more than one dog if they have access to more than one dog.
So my question is this: if he is 100% sure that they're not going to find anything in the woods, why are we happy that they're bringing the dogs out there? Because I would assume that you would assume that they could be better served somewhere else. I don't know.
So what are you happy about? What do you hope this will bring?
I would just like to see maybe the social media speculation.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. So this is one of the problems that I have here is that why are we worried about social media as our first thing that we're worried about? One thing that I've noticed with Daniel is that he 100% is worried about what other people think about him. Now, I'm going to be fair. He could be neurodivergent. And let's say you have ADHD. We know that rejection sensitivity exists, right? So this could be a symptom of something like ADHD, or, he could even have symptoms of autism. But then on the other hand, they could be symptoms of something like narcissism. So let's just wait and see. But I don't like that he is worried about what social media is saying about him.
Theories and accusations, maybe they're not going to stop, but slow down, because at this point they're getting ridiculous.
So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything. I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it. It's just to keep the public informed, I guess, that they're hard at work.
Do you think it will rule things out?
Yeah, I think we'll rule a lot of things out. Rule out that the RCMP are, working hard, and there's no human remains on the property.
Okay, so Daniel says, or DT, not Daniel, let me make that clear. DT says, could that interview be edited and not the full interview? Janie has complained about that. 100%, right? It could be edited, but my thing is, even if it's edited, it's still a statement. So even if there was something else that preceded him saying about social media, it's just the fact that social media, I genuinely believe that he cares about what people think about him, so much so that he has a hard time not speaking when people ask him for an interview. And again, this is just my opinion, you guys, and this is based off of 22 years. Let me just tell you here, just in case you're joining us or joining me for the first time. I always say us because I'm on with Daniel so much. So over here, I want to make sure that everybody's voice is heard, just as long as we're being respectful. And again, I don't know how I feel either way. What I do know is that I am an expert on things like behavior analysis, marriage and family therapy, all things psychology. I've been teaching as a professor for 22 years, almost 22 years. This is my 22nd year. But I have a whole lot of experience. I have a doctorate degree, a master's degree, bachelor's degree, specialization. So where I can show my expertise is by watching a statement or an interview and then giving my opinion on the things that I hear, because I think it's not only important to just look at body language, but I think it's important that we listen to what people say to us. So I know for me, for example, right now, if somebody was just looking at me talking and they were going to analyze this based off of some of the things that maybe have been taught, they might think I'm lying because I'm looking up to the left. Isn't that what that means, right? But it's just that I'm neurodivergent. So I have really, 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 I have ADHD bad, you guys. So I look up to the left, I look up to the right when I'm thinking and when I'm trying to focus, because if I look at the screen, I get like a sensory overload and it can distract me. So I think that it's important not just to look at something like body language, but also listen to the words that are being stated in this interview. So let's see what else he says.
Is there any piece of you that's preparing for the fact like, what if they do find something?
No, because I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything.
Okay, let me stop this again. I think it's alarming, number one, that I'm stopping it like every 2 seconds. But am I wrong, or didn't he say, Daniel, that he thinks Malaya did it and brought them to like a reservation? So isn't that incongruent in a statement? When was this from? This is from, I don't know. If somebody knows in chat, please let me know when this is from.
Those are 3 people on the property. I mean, after the polygraph exams, they should have known right there. We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
Did he just say we didn't kill any of the kids? Hold on. I feel like I need to hear that again. What the heck?
Any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
We didn't kill any of the kids. I mean, we didn't kill the kids. I don't like that. And the thing about, I know that they passed a polygraph test, but this is also according to Daniel, right? And maybe it is maybe it is in the documents. You're right, it is. I take that back. It's in the documents, so don't come at me, DT, because I do remember that. My thing is this: knowing what I know in human behavior, could there be a possibility of somebody passing a lie detector test? Yeah, it could be for many reasons. One, someone can just not feel the same anxiety that we may feel if there's something like a personality disorder, for example, at bay. And I'm not saying any of this is there because I don't know DM that well that I feel like I'd be able to say, at least not yet. But from what I've been saying, there's so many alarming things. I didn't kill the kids. I mean, or I didn't kill any of the kids. I mean, I didn't kill the kids. Huh? And the other reason someone might fail a polygraph is, pass a polygraph is due to the questions that they're asking, if they're being taken very literally. So for example, and they don't ask a ton of questions, I don't believe. So I think they ask a bunch of like questions as a baseline, but then I think when it comes time for the test part, they ask a few specific questions. So my thing is, if you have the ability to think about what they're stating very literally, it could be a truth. So for example, he said the very first question they asked was, did you kill Lily and Jack? And he said that was the very first question. And he said he answered no to that. So what if he didn't? You know what I mean? So, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't know what did happen, or it doesn't mean that he doesn't know what didn't happen either. I'm just saying this is a little bit shady, you guys.
Why do you think that they're not possibly, like, why that they didn't possibly wander into the woods?
Well, with the amount of resources that were used, and I mean, for everything from drones to helicopters to classified technology and all the searchers on the ground. I mean, searchers on bicycles. They did everything. On the pipeline, they took in ATVs and Argos and side by sides. They used everything they could.
Tell me about, what do you make at this point of the investigation of what RCMP have been doing or not doing? What's your stance on all of that?
Well, I would like to go in for another whole round of polygraph exams. I mean, that would be, and maybe bring some new people in that are doing the polygraph exams. But
so you guys, I have to call it like I say it. That would be real ballsy of him to say, I want to do more polygraph exams and have more, experts come in to give me a polygraph exam. So I'm just calling it like I say it. That weighs on the side of not being shady, the fact that he even is suggesting that. So I'm going to call it like I say it.
I know they're hard at work.
Okay, he just said, I know they're hard at work, but he just got done complaining too about them.
I've filled notebooks with just trying to help them find leads or give them any kind of small detail, answer as many questions as I can, but I'm doing everything I can. I usually try to meet with them 3 times a week. And sometimes they're not around for that, or phone calls or texts, but whatever.
Okay, so that's incongruent. I meet with them 3 times a week. And then he says sometimes they're not around for that. So what, you show up there 3 times a week? Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Whatever we can do.
So I guess to bring it back to the cadaver dogs, since you've been asking for it for so long, I guess, you don't have any information on how that will happen?
No, I don't even know where quite they're going to start searching or where they're going to do. Are they going to expand out onto the properties? The property there is fairly small. It's only 2 acres. So
Yeah. Will it be the whole 8.5 that they searched
Yeah,
previously?
I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot. That would be quite a few. That'd be a couple weeks probably on foot doing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the document,
Oh, there goes that tongue. I almost forgot that he did that tongue thing. And we did watch, I have, if anybody hasn't seen it and you want to, I did one interview already that I watched that he did with DT. And he like did the tongue thing the entire time, which just reminds me here that I haven't really seen that yet until this point, and we're already a couple minutes into the interview. So that tells me more that when he does do it, that's not a normal thing. So again, I'm reading both, I'm looking at both body language and the things that he says, not one or the other more than the other. So then we have here, let's see. So we have from Cassie, the one that's sassy, great name, says, right truth, he makes it very hard to believe him, and that sucks because if everything he says is true, he was the one who paid the most attention to Jack and Lily. So think about that, right? So the irony there isn't lost on me either. And then we have here, didn't kill any of the kids. I mean, I didn't kill the kids, but was something else killed then by chance, like the missing vicious dog everyone questions the whereabouts of. So tell me more about that because I don't know about that. And again, thank you guys for being patient with me and for trying to fill me in on this case best as you can. So Dr. Vona, do you think it's possible that he is suggesting another test because he wants others to have the test done and he thinks he has passed one already? Oh, I see. So, oh my gosh, great one. Sassy Cassie. That's a good one. So if you think about it, and I know it's Cassie, the one that's sassy. I was just doing a play on words. But that's a good question there. So, oh my gosh, I give candy out to my college and university students when they like say something, and it happens to be airheads, and that's just because they're the ones that they like the most, but you would get candy for this. So you're thinking critically here. So he says that he wants more tests and that he wants more professionals to come out and do the test, but he doesn't say that he personally wants it done on him. And I think that's a good catch. Again, that could be what I'm talking about with things that are being taken literally, right? So then we have April says, Dr. Vona, do you know he took courses online called Confession and Interrogation 3 months after the kids went missing? How do we know this? What? Wow, DT, write that down and ask him about that. Why would you take a course on interrogation and confessions? Then we have knowing cops can mislead suspects and the public in order to get more information and evidence makes it hard to trust anything the cops say here so far. So truth, I actually agree with this. And I don't know what the rules are in Nova Scotia, but I know that here in Philly, a cop can literally be like, oh, truth just told me everything you did, like da 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 da, and you could have been like not saying a word, and just to get me to be like, you got me, like I'm going to flip on her first. So I do agree with that could it be, but how much would they have put in print, right? So it's one thing to lead somebody to believe something. It's another thing to like put it in print. But again, it's not illegal to lie to the public necessarily, but it also isn't good practice. I don't know. So, and when I say I don't know, you guys, it doesn't mean that I don't know. I'm just saying like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like somebody the one time wrote in my comments, if you don't know, why are you doing that? And I'm like, that's not what I meant. I meant like, we'll see type thing. Like, I don't know, like we'll see. Oh, anyway, I'm not going to please everyone. So April was that part of his online courses he had to do. So why did he have to do online courses? Thank you again for being patient with me and filling me in. The so-called dog is almost 13 years old. So was it their dog, Gina? I wonder. Yes, DT told us. Oh, about the course? His ex sent screenshots of the certificates and he admitted it to DT. DT talked about the course the other night. Oh my God, you guys, the other night I got 2 flat tires at different times of the day. So first I got a flat tire, got it plugged, went to work, went to my classes. On my way home, in between my my later classes, I realized that my tire was flat, but it was a different tire. So I pull over to see that my car was hit and run while I was at work, and my headlight and everything was smashed. So I had to get it to the dealership, and then my phone died. So I had to make it to the dealership by like memory, which I didn't get it from a dealership. So it was kind of hard to do, but I got it. I figured it out. Anyway, long story short, I missed Daniel's live the other night, and I've been so busy playing catch up because I had to get a new phone because my phone completely died too, that I missed it. So I need to look at that. I totally missed that, you guys. So DT talked about the course the other night. Wow. Allegedly, Janie had another dog that was mean, and she had said her dogs were barking, but the bigger, vicious dog is no longer there. What? Was it there when they went missing? So Dr. Vona, pretty sure Daniel and Malaya both would do another round of polygraphs, and Malaya did not want to before this interview. Wow. Okay. Then we have RCMP are not above lying. DT did ask him. Daniel also said today, yes, he's taken them, and also others suggested by CPS. So why would CPS? This is why I'm like sounding so confused here, because I am genuinely confused. Why would CPS want someone to take that? And again, I'm just asking. I really don't know. Like, why would CPS want someone to take that? I can't, for the life of me, understand that. But wow, I can't believe DT didn't mention it to me, but he probably thought that I heard it the other night because I hardly ever miss a show, but it got crazy. So April, wasn't it Christine that helped him with the course? I don't even know who Christine is. And I have been doing my research on this, you guys. I just feel like every time I think I'm caught up, everybody tells me things I had no idea. So the RCMP, no more than they are saying, it all will come out in the wash soon. Well said, April. I agree with that. So, a lot of people agree with you. No, it wasn't. He chose to do them. He only told his ex, but when the screenshots came out, he admitted it. See, that's what I don't like. When you have to admit something, that's not very, that's not very promising. No, they were saying it was the brother's dog. His brother also lives an hour away. Oh, well, then that could be it, right? I like to try to give, play devil's advocate either way. It's like my best and worst quality. I'll never let anybody talk about you behind your back because I'll always pick up for the person just to, try to play devil's advocate. So for some people, it's like a good quality. For others, it's like, you suck. I just want you to be mad at the person, but I don't do that. So then we have, I never will knock a person for more education because it's never too late to learn. However, it is sus that he's learning all this while an active investigation is going on. So listen here, Sassy Cassie. I think you're amazing. I love your name. I just like saying Sassy Cassie, even though it's not how it is. If that's offensive, tell me and I won't say it anymore. I just think it's cute. But anyway, so Cassie, I think you're giving them a little bit too much credit. So with education, when I went back to take more classes for any of the things that I went back for, it was always something that could help me in my present and or future. So how would confessions and interrogations help me or this person in the present or in the future? So, you know what I mean? So then we have on our Volvo 2 flat. So Travis, what is it? Your uvula? I could not say uvula the other night, guys. I thought that Travis said your vulva. And I'm like, Travis, why do you want to know about my vulva? Like, do we need to know? And then I realized that he said something about the uvula in the back of your throat. It was hysterical. We laughed for a minute. So he said to his ex, do you want to be interrogated? Being flirty. And she flirted back and said, no, for real. I'm certified, and sent pics of the course. What? See, you guys, let me tell you, this is a check on the narcissistic side. I always say ego is what usually gets the person caught or caught up. And that would be right here, right? So What other thing than ego than to say you want to be interrogated, flirting around, and then being like, no, really, I did. I took it. So that would be a check on that side, in my opinion. The other dog they are talking about was Justin's. The dog lives with Justin. All right, I'm afraid to ask who that is. Yes, they're when they went missing and before, but not after, and everyone questioned if it was Justin's dog. So there's more than one person saying that. These specific courses were not from CPS. Good, because I didn't think so. DT advised Daniel to steer clear of that, as did the RCMP, telling him not to insert himself into the investigation or tried to figure it out on his own. Yet, April, you should send me some stuff. I missed that show with DT also. So, C-Barb, we need to go back and watch it. It sounded like maybe they were parenting classes, parenting classes on interrogation. I don't even think that's a good parenting technique, right? I've never had to interrogate my daughters that are 22 and 17. Now, but I know I've never had to interrogate them, I don't think. So I don't know why that would be like a good parenting technique. And then Christine is, not that you think that, I'm saying why would CPS like be thinking that? So Christine is the chick that read MBN letters. Some are saying her and DM are in a relationship or were, and that's why she was let go from PBMH. No way. I would not be surprised. I feel like he tries, in my opinion, he tries to do everything he can. Tell me if I'm wrong, to like piss off Malaya. Like I feel like a lot of the things that he does are on purpose to get to her. I'm glad you're okay, Dr. Vona. 2 flats is terrible. 2 flats, a hit and run. So I'm not getting my car back for 3 weeks, and it's going to cost me $1,000 deductible. And my tires are run flat tires, so they're expensive too. And my cell phone died all on the same day. And I still went live, went to all 4 of my classes that I taught, didn't miss a thing. So maybe not sometimes it takes years to find something missing in the woods. Okay, so please bring me home. All right, let's see. All right, let's keep going. And then I'll go back to the chat.
And you know, some of the other stuff RCMP has said or done, there's 70,000 drone photos that were taken during the search.
Take notice.
That's a lot of photos. I mean, they had to review and do everything. So they would have found some kind of something there. Or even when they brought in classified technology, they scanned the whole area. They ever found a beaver and a coyote. That's all they found.
I believe everything he just said. There's no tongue, none of that. This almost makes me think that the interview, I think, in my opinion, that you could see that he is intimidated by DT. I really do. I've said that right from the beginning. So I think that he has nervous energy there. But if you look at the video or the interview that Daniel from DT does with this Daniel, he literally, everything he says is followed by this like tongue thing that I've only seen once so far in 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
So why do you think this step is necessary?
Well, it just rules out one.
Watch for it.
Brings the book a little bit closer to being closed. I mean, 1 chapter at a time.
How have you been doing?
So, okay, I feel like that was a Freudian slip. So it brings us one more step for this being closed. I mean, 1 chapter at a time.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm doing well, but doing better than I was at the start, I guess.
I'm not going to say I'm doing well. Well, why wouldn't you say you're doing well? Because social media will be like, who says they're doing well when you have missing kids? So again, I think that a lot of this is thought out.
It's physically exhausting, mentally exhausting, emotionally exhausting, but every day you wake up and it's a new day. New hope. And just keep going forward.
Tell me about the toll, like what you were just mentioning earlier about social media.
Yeah, social media has been quite a circus, we'll call it. But
in all fairness, she asked about social media.
I can't control them, and they're free to judge, but maybe just use a little bit of this before they start typing or use an AI for pictures.
I do hate when I see the AI pictures of him or anybody. I don't know why. That still drives me nuts. But I will use my noggin. Thank you.
I mean, we're coming up on, is it coming up to 5 months?
Yeah, on the 2nd. So yeah, it's less than 2 weeks.
Like, did you ever imagine that we'd be here still talking about this?
No. I thought with the amount of resources and amount of different units for RCMP working on it, everything from dive teams to canine units and they have dedicated teams just for social media. They have a dedicated guy that just sits there and watches highway cameras. So
What's it been like for you now that we're back to September, school's back, and like seeing the school bus go by every day?
Yeah, no, it's hard. There's quite a few school buses that go by, and there's a lot of kids in the area I see, and it's sad. It's not just sad for Jack and Lily, but it's sad for everybody who knew Jack and Lily. They had friends, they went to school.
That's all true.
It's just they had teachers that seen them every day, and it's just hard on everybody.
Wow, you guys, I am flabbergasted. I haven't seen the tongue thing not one time, and I almost felt guilty the last time I reacted to that interview with DT, because I felt like the tongue thing happened so much that afterwards I felt guilty thinking, what if this is his norm and I'm just an a-hole? That's not his norm.
I know we ask you this every single time, but why do you keep doing it?
For Jack and Lily. I don't do this for myself because I'm going to see this online later and people are going to analyze it. Every time I move my hands, every time I open my mouth, every facial expression, they analyze everything right down to a T.
That's right.
I know that.
What would you like the public to know?
I want the public to know if anyone has any information, just please come forward. Call the RCMP, call your local police department, call Crime Stoppers.
Do you still think they're still alive?
Yes, I hope so. I mean, that's all we have is hope.
Okay, so let me cut it like just how I say it. If I was doing like a column of whether I thought that something was like shady or not, this is probably the most honest that I've seen him in any of the videos, to be honest with you. So I actually didn't see a ton of deception here. I really think that he at least believed everything he was saying here, whether it's true or not. I mean, I don't know. I didn't get a whole lot here. I'm telling you, the one with DT so far has been the most chilling for me. All right, let's see. What do I have next? All right, let me pull up the next one I have. And thank you again to the people that sent these to me. So let's do, did we do this one yet? Let's see. Yeah, we just did that one, so I should get rid of that. All right, let's try this.
Has tried to hold himself together while
What's
strangers
happening?
online cast him as a
Oh, no, that was right. Okay, let me just make sure you guys could see it. You can. I just wanted to make sure.
villain in the disappearance of his stepchildren, Lily and Jack
I'm going to
Sullivan.
speed it up just a tiny bit.
He's answered questions from investigators, cooperated, he said, with major crimes, even answered questions from those in group chats online, and told himself that staying calm and keeping faith in the process was the only way forward. But lately, that calm is cracking. Martell says the moment came when he learned not from police, but from the news that cadaver dogs would be brought into the search.
RCMP say cadaver dogs will begin searching for Lily and Jack Sullivan, who went missing in May. But officials are maintaining they don't have any reason to believe that the siblings are dead. Andrew Sampson tells us more.
4.5 months after Lily and Jack Sullivan went missing from their home in Pictou County, the RCMP says it will send in cadaver dogs trained to pick up the scent of human remains. This is something that family members, including Lily and Jack's stepfather, have been asking for. So why now? At a news briefing on Friday, an RCMP spokesperson said that although they don't have any information to suggest the children are deceased, they have to consider all avenues. Police say they've been looking into a variety of leads over the course of the investigation, and that they now plan to use the dogs in an area where they believe there is the highest probability of finding Lily and Jack.
I don't know. Does he talk in this one? Let's see. Oh, yeah, we have talking right here. But is this the video we just saw?
Bring answers. So are you thinking that the
Yes. So it looks like it's not a repeat. We didn't just look at this one, but it looks like it has. I just scrolled through and it looks like it has a lot of the same video of what we just saw. So I'm going to share a different one because I have a couple here and I want to make sure that we get to them. So which one's this? Oh, wait, hold on. Which one just went on? Let me just make sure before I put it on. Okay, so this is a different one. So let's see. Okay, I think this is it.
Like what happened. It's been from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together. And I'm grateful for that.
So this is 4
But it
months
always
ago.
leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by.
Okay,
And
so
we
6
know at
weeks
this
in.
point they're not in the woods. And where are they?
So how does he know that they're not in the woods 6 weeks out? I don't know. Again, I feel like at this point, the woods would have been the most logical explanation, especially at this point. So I don't like that he's like so sure that they're not in the woods.
Did you feel in the beginning that they suspected you?
Of course. The stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
You felt that from the beginning,
Yeah.
but you don't feel that now.
No, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie detector exam, the polygraph exam. I gave them my phone. I told them I do drug tests because there's a lot of rumors online about a drug party. I know the person that said those rumors, and it was just to take the heat off themselves.
Was there any kind of party?
No.
Was there any kind of gathering that someone
No.
might have thought was a party?
No.
There were no people at the house?
No, not the night before.
Okay, you mentioned you offered the
Okay, there were no people not the night before. So were they there the night before then? Are they usually there?
to take a polygraph test.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And how did that unfold?
That unfolded in my favor. They obviously know I wasn't lying about anything.
So they said, "Yep, great, thank you. Come in
Yeah.
for a polygraph test."
Yeah, it took a little while to set up, and
When did you do that test?
I don't know the exact date, but that would be at least 3 weeks ago, probably.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance.
Yeah.
And I think most Canadians wouldn't have any idea what's involved with that. Can you describe the process? You go in and just tell us right
I
from the
think
start.
I saw
we
this
go
one,
in.
didn't I?
Sit down in a big comfy chair.
I think I saw this one because didn't he say that he took it like a few times and then we watched it on Daniels?
And
Let
your
me
body
just.
doesn't know what to do because it's not every day the way you're hooked up to machines in an interrogation room
Yes.
where someone asks you questions like that.
What other kinds of questions did they ask you?
All the questions pertain to the death of Lillian J. Are you accessory to the murder of Lillian J? They were all.
So all of the questions assumed that
Are you accessory? I didn't hear that one before. I thought he said that they said, "Did you kill Lily and Jack?"
the children are no
You could
longer
ask
alive.
both.
Yeah.
There were no questions at all about, did you take them somewhere? Could
No.
they be somewhere?
No.
The police have done a number of polygraph tests. They've done 53 formal interviews. Do you know who these people are?
Yeah.
That's a lot of interviews.
It is a lot of interviews. A lot of them are my family, people who live in
Wow.
the area. And those interviews, typically my interview was 4 hours. And a lot of the interviews from my family were 1, 2 hours. So there's a lot of.
Wait, when did you say that? When did you hear the death? Did anybody hear that? I wonder how far back was it, Coca-Cola? Did he say the death? Oh, that they asked about the death of. Hold on, let's see.
Typically my interview was 4 hours. And a lot of the interviews from my family were 1, 2 hours. So there's a lot of time taken up and they ask detailed questions.
Do you know who else actually took a polygraph test?
I mean, I do, but I'm not going to say anything that's going to impede the investigation.
Okay. When did you find out the result of your test?
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
Do they
You did
tell
a
you
good job, you
that?
passed.
Do they say good job you passed?
And how did that feel?
Good.
And did you feel that there was any further suspicion on you after that point, or was that sort of conclusive?
No, that was really when I seen the turning point for it's starting to taper off with investigators.
Do you know if Malay
Okay, I just saw the tongue, you guys. That was the tongue. That was the famous tongue. And look how comfortable he is here. So I will give him that.
has taken one?
I don't know if I can say it, but I will anyway. Yeah, she did take one.
Okay, she took one. Do you know the result?
No.
Look, he's
RCMP
always
wouldn't
ready to
anything
hurt
I
her.
asked.
You said you feel like everyone in the world wants to know what happened to Lily and Jack.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think this is getting so much attention?
Well, just the mysterious and nature of everything and how strange everything is. The RCMP, I mean, they have to keep a tight lip on everything, but there's a lot more that meets the eye with the case.
Is there something that you think the public doesn't know that you can share that you want the public to know?
That's a hard one because I don't want to impede the investigation in any way. It is still a missing persons investigation. It hasn't pivoted to any type of criminal investigation. But the kids were seen the day before. I know a lot of people didn't know that. I still see a lot of stuff online that the kids could have been missing for days. They were
There we go again with the I see a lot online. I don't know why he cares about online so much.
out of school for days, and they were seen.
And let me make it clear, I don't think that that means he's guilty of anything. I'm just genuinely curious why he is so concerned about rejection.
The Glasgow area on camera the day before this appearance in the afternoon.
Where was that?
I don't know if I can say that, but it was near the Highland Square Mall.
I don't know if I can say
It was
that,
with
but I
me,
will.
Malaya and Meadow. And
I don't know if I could say that, but it was near the mall, and it was with me, Malaya, da-da-da.
Billy and Jack were there too.
And are the police aware of that?
The police were aware of that since.
Do they have that video?
The police were aware of that since what?
Yes, they do. I also talked to my coworker in the parking lot as well, and he verified that with investigators as well. So for all the speculation, they were gone days ahead of time, or they were seen the afternoon on camera before this disappearance.
Why do you think the police are asking for video dating back, days before that?
Well, the reason for that is they want to see the traffic of the vehicles on the roads in the area, right? Maybe vehicles
Oh,
that
there's
were
a tone.
traveling that area a lot over the last few days prior to hand, or vehicles that weren't seen in the area, or vehicles that were seen in the area, like local people that are, you know what I mean, making frequent trips past the house.
He said vehicles that were there prior to hand.
Sir, which it's all considered evidence. I mean, more pictures and videos is the better.
They say they have hundreds
That
of
was the
hours of
20th.
video.
Mhm.
Do you know if they found anything on those videos?
I think it was up to 2 weeks ago, they had footage that they examined for evidence that was 8 kilometers diameter out from the house. So that was after a month. That's how long it took to get footage and review it 8 kilometers out. So
But what's on the video?
I don't know. I'm only limited by what they tell me.
How often are they in touch with you?
Investigators now, I'd say maybe once every 5 days.
So is that 3 times a week, like you said before? I'm just saying.
And usually I'm the one who calls or messages them.
Mm.
And how's that changed over the course of the 6 weeks?
Well, from the beginning, it was almost daily, tapering off to where it's only like once every 5 days now.
And how do you feel
Oh,
about
that was the tone.
It's good and bad. I mean, I like to talk to them in person about any little small details I come up with, or anything I can try to bring to their attention, which may help investigation. So I don't get to see them often, so it's always over phone or messaging, and it's hard to really convey what you want to say when you're not in person. But then I also know the eye's not on me. The investigators don't see me as part of the disappearance.
How do you know that?
That's weird.
Well, when you're going from daily to
His legs just shook. He just got nervous.
tapering off every 5 days, I mean, I already gave them everything on my phone. I'm the one who originally said, here, take my phone. We'll go through all my banking information. We'll go through all my stuff on my GPS from Google.
And you were offering all that up right
Yeah,
from
I
the
offered
beginning.
everything
And why were you doing that?
to show them that I want to get the investigation moving. I know I have nothing to do with any of it. A lot of speculation is you killed the kids. We'll just come out and say it straight as it is.
What do you think when you read that?
It's a lot of nonsense, obviously. I know the truth. I didn't kill Lily and Jack. And I just think a lot of people online they're seeking drama. That's the main thing. Everybody's allowed their own opinion, like I said before.
Unfortunately, for him, I don't think he's right there. I think that people care about finding the kids, not about drama. I know I'm not here for drama. I already worked from 8 to 8 today. And then I did a live at 8:30 and then at 10. So I'm definitely not here for the drama.
But it's hard on the people that were actually there and missing.
I bet it is.
Still haven't got to see any of my kids, including Lily and Jack. And that's been really tough, going from a family of 7, including my other 2 kids that live in Halifax now. Going from a family of 7 in the blink of an eye, your family's ripped apart and you're left alone.
I do believe that hurts him. So I believe that he really is hurt. I think that he's probably not happy that Malaya leaves him for whatever reason. I'm not sure exactly why that was, but I'm sure that that didn't feel good, right? I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of, I don't know, anything yet. So let's see if this one does something different. I mean, I do see a lot of things, but I'm just saying as far as a whole, I'm just calling it like I see it. I don't see a ton yet, but I have a lot more questions than I do answers.
Dogs or the human remains dogs were here recently. Walk me through that day. You
Hopefully
knew that
it's
they
not,
were coming, but you didn't know when.
hopefully it's not a problem. Then I'm going to speed this up a tiny bit. I don't know if it's my ADHD, but I can't follow it.
I actually got back from my visit with my daughter, and I come home and the dogs were already, on scene, and they were there for about an hour
Wait,
before I got.
is this a different interview? Does he like gray? When's this from? Anyone know? Oh, this is newer, isn't it? Isn't this like a month old? I don't think this one's that old. Let's see. This was October 9th, but it doesn't say exactly when. Oh, yes, it does. October 8th. So this was October 8th. So this is probably one of the newest ones, right? Let's see.
I got there. I didn't know the exact day when the arrival was going to happen. It was even a surprise to me.
Oh, wait, did I do
But
it?
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
everything's ruled out there, and I hope this is speculation, turns elsewhere.
So you arrive home after visiting with your daughter.
Mhm.
They're there, and then what happens?
They're there, and then I walk up, greet them, and meet them for the very first time. It's like, can I come close to you and the dogs? And he said, oh yeah. And then investigators were there, or one investigator, and had a conversation with him, and they said, look, yeah, we're going to do the property. I said, perfect, like let's do every square inch. And that's when it began with, where do you think we should search? And in my mind, these guys are the best. They're supposed to be the best. They should have mapped the terrain, looked at satellite imagery, and found every single speck on that property that needed to be searched. And they should have had, better coordination with reviewing those maps and people involved from the start with search and rescue to determine areas they need to search.
What happened? Did you tell them where to search or advise them, or what did you
Yeah,
say?
I gave them like any indication that soft grounded areas like the marsh, the ponds, anything like that. But I said you're welcome to do it anywhere. They did inside the house. They did, everywhere. Vehicles. They did everything they could in the amount of time that they were given to do it.
So what did they search when they came inside? How did that go?
Well,
I don't know. Is it cold there or something maybe? Or like, does anybody else get that he looks really uncomfortable? I don't know. Maybe they're just cold. But he doesn't look as comfortable in this interview as he did the last one.
when they took the dogs inside the house, they ran from one side of the house to the other, waiting for the dogs to, bark or pick up a scent, and nothing was located. Same with all the property. There was no indication of anything. They didn't do it once. They took in both dogs. They did the whole thing. They did up the road. They did the blanket site. They did pipeline where the boot print was found. They exhausted every single area within Lansdowne.
Yeah, the pipeline trail right here where we're standing.
Mm-hmm. They did. They spent every hour they could searching, not planning or anything like that. They were boots on the ground, just doing whatever they could.
So, oh look, I just stopped it on the tongue, you guys. I didn't even do that on purpose. I didn't know that was going to come. That's the tongue thing that I'm talking about. He did not do that at all. And just in case anybody has questions, because I think I did for a minute, but the one we just watched, they were sitting down. I know it's the same outfit, so it might look the same, but it is, I don't know. I thought the other one was 4 months ago, and this one looks like it's from like a month ago. So let me know if you guys know something different, but take notice. He's doing the tongue in this one.
You were mentioning that you had a bit of a tense reaction with one of the dog handlers. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it was a little bit heartbreaking and saddening to hear what the words that came out of his mouth. And for me, all I was trying to do was ever help. That's all I've been doing is cooperating, and to see that and hear that, it was pretty saddening.
What did he say?
He said your Thursday and all the way leading into Friday morning, there's not enough detail. I said to him that Thursday was just an ordinary day until I woke up on Friday morning. And that's when life changed. There was nothing life changing on Thursday. It was a normal day. So therefore, there was no.
I want to know more about Thursday. I know that he said that they were seen on video, so I get that much. And it seems like there was a coworker that can validate it, and obviously if there's a video. So, or verify it rather. So what happens when they come home from there? Does anyone know? Or is that, I guess, is the $1 million question?
Nothing detailed that needed to be remembered.
I believe they said it was just a normal night and they just went to bed. And Malaya goes to bed around 9 o'clock, and so does he. Doesn't he say he goes to bed early? I think it's all coming back to me, I think.
That day until Friday morning.
So he was mentioning something along the lines of something happened Thursday night,
Yeah.
and your story isn't matching up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
really?
not just matching. It didn't have enough detail for him personally. And then that's when I asked him, "Do you know anything on the case?" And he said, "Not really. I've seen you on the news once." And that kind of alarmed me, or shocking, because you're having somebody that's trying to get you to admit to something, and they don't know any details. So therefore, my Thursday didn't have any details. Your knowledge of the case didn't have any details. So you shouldn't try to force something on me without knowing any of the background.
Did he make any accusations at you?
Yeah, he did. He said that Thursday didn't have enough details, and we think you did something to the kids Thursday night. And I asked him, like, what are you talking about? Like, I just ran through whole Thursday and Wednesday with you. Like, we just spent the last 20 minutes talking, and there's not enough detail because I thought it was an ordinary day. In the end, like, cadaver dog.
Okay, so in one sense, I want to say I get what he's saying, that he thought it was an ordinary day, so you're not going to remember anything from it. Just like if I asked you what you ate last Tuesday for breakfast, most of us would be like, huh? The problem is it wasn't just any ordinary day. It was the last time you spent with your with the kids, right? And it wasn't an ordinary day. I would think that, and hopefully touch wood, that nothing like this would ever happen, but I would think that if somebody went missing, even if it was an ordinary day, the next day when they were no longer there, I would definitely think about every little waking moment from that night before, so it no longer becomes an ordinary day, right?
Over there, they went through, and the story continues. In conclusion to all this, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm still helping investigators at every turn we could possibly think of, and hopefully we see some kind of resolution soon, or some kind of outcome that's positive.
How's that communication in your relationship with RCMP now, 5 months later?
Okay, so I feel like he just got caught up a little bit there. He said, so I hope to see a resolution soon. And then he said one that's positive, like when he says the outcome.
And then
That was
that
awkward.
interaction a few weeks ago.
At this point, I go to them. They don't ever come to me. It's just like I have to contact them. I have to go to them. And it's been like that for a little while now, because I've given them so many leads, and there's only so much I can do. I was told not to pursue any leads, so I'm not the one who's going to be going out there investigating.
Why do you pursue leads? Because you're still out there talking to people. And
I am so glad she gets a piece of candy for this one too, you guys. So the fact that, like, when he just said that he's not going to go out there and pursue any leads, all I could think in my head is what? So the fact that she just calls him out and says, well, then why do you? Because you're obviously out here right now with a lead. So I'm curious to see what he says.
finding out new details.
By pursuing leads, I mean, if I have a lead, I don't track it down in person. But yeah, like, I'm still open to talk to the public. I have no fake accounts. I don't have anything that would be not under my name. Like, I go fully into every comment with my name present. So I have nothing to hide. People are free to message me whenever, and people are free to discuss anything they want with me. Any angle, any perspective that they have, I'm open to it.
I might have to contact him if he keeps asking for it.
And I will pass it along to investigators if it's a solid perspective. Every tip matters. All 800 and almost 900 of them matter.
Do you find that engaging helpful?
Oh, do you guys think 800 or 900 tips could be like overwhelming? I feel like, I mean, of course, every tip matters, but if you have 900 tips from Daniel himself, it's a lot of tips from one person. Like, could that be taking up many resources? I don't know, but isn't it funny? So that makes me even more curious as to how he knows for 100% that they're not in the woods.
For you?
It doesn't help me mentally, that's for sure, but I still do it. I'm basically desensitized to all judgment at this point. So if anybody has anything, you can just come to me, or you can go to Major Crimes. You can go to your local police department. They'll pass along tips, or Crime Stoppers, because this whole situation is drug on.
How do you become desensitized to information about your stepkids being missing? I just don't get that. I don't know if that's not what he meant. I don't know. I didn't like that.
For way too long, and it's absolutely destroying everyone involved.
So what does this tell you now?
Oh, that was the tongue. Did you say it?
That the cadaver dogs were in, they didn't find anything. Do you think like the part on the woods, do you think that's case closed?
It should be case closed. It should have been case closed from the very start, because with the amount of resources, the technology, and amount of searchers, and everyone deployed in that first initial search, that was a lot. That was an 8-kilometer radius outwards. And it's just the amount of money and people's time, injuries that were sustained during that. It's just, people should have just opened their eyes to see that we need to look elsewhere. I pointed many fingers, and I think that's where the people should look.
Not here.
Not here.
Okay, so he's saying about pointing the fingers, and that's where he thinks people should look, aka Malaya and his theory about her taking them to a reservation. My problem is, doesn't he say in all the other interviews that he knows he's not guilty because he didn't do anything, Malaya didn't do anything, and his mom didn't do anything? So how do you have it both ways?
Not in the woods. The fingers have been pointed.
Well, not in the woods.
Let's start taking a look.
What's going through your mind as you see their picture every day still?
It's just heartbreaking to know that 5 months have passed and school started, the summer ended. Like, this should be a chance for kids to be interacting and doing kid things, enjoying their lives as kids. You know, like, it's not just all the kids that miss them from school and community, and, you know, at this point, the whole country that, you know they're missing. It's just like, I have kids too that know that they're missing too. And like, that's heartbreaking for them. Like, Meadow doesn't understand, but one day she will. And she knows that Dad spoke up for Jack and Lily when no one else would.
Oh, well. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Oh, well, you guys. So that was interesting. I have something that I need to say here. So there's, I'm sure, other videos, and I've been working a long time today, and I've streamed for a while now. But before I go, I do want to show you guys one thing that I've noticed. So I'm sure there's other interviews, and if anybody has any other interviews that you could send me, or I don't know, we'll figure it out. But wait, how about this, you guys? Hold on. So weird. What I noticed was, in the interviews where he's speaking with females, he seems very calm, collected, almost like he knows that he can have control in the situation somehow, or that he feels more comfortable. So, all right, let's see where I'm going with this. Ready? Take notice. And I know I've already done this, so we're not going to do this. I just want to do this to show you something. I know I've said this already, but I'm like positive now. So this is with DT show. Oh, wait, wrong one. Hold on. Wrong one. Whoops, I just dropped something. Hold on, let me get the right one. I thought that was the one with the interview. Let's see. Let's see. Where's the interview? I guess I could go to mine because I did. Oh, is this it? Tell all interview. This is it. I found it. Hold on. Here we go. Tell all exclusive. All right. Take notice, you guys. Take notice. And I know that he talks to DT, so I know that he probably feels somewhat comfortable with DT, or you would think, right? Because he talked to him. And you could tell that he's definitely comfortable with DT here, right? He's very like laid back, but I want you to take notice of, to see if he does that tongue thing. I don't know why it's bothering me so much.
Yeah, the buses do have cameras. When they looked at the footage from the outside of the buses, the blanket was not there.
Look, it's
And
on.
it went both directions, correct? It went,
Yeah, they both go both directions. They had multiple buses.
and it was not seen at 3:55, 4
There it goes
o'clock
again.
when the bus passed.
No, they said they did not see it on any camera footage from the buses. So
That is, how far is the search command from where the blanket was found?
from the piece of Lily's blanket that was found in the tree, the actual command center itself,
Yeah.
it is okay. When you look at Lansdowne Station Road on the map,
Uh-huh.
I'll just wait for you here to set that up, and then we can take a look.
Oh,
I'll show
what
you,
is
give you
that?
the exact location.
So here is, do you see it?
Yeah, so that is Lansdowne Station Road. As soon as you're going up Lansdowne Station Road, you go across a little bridge.
It's this direction?
Lansdowne Station.
Oh, this direction. Okay.
Yeah. So Lansdowne Station Road, there you go over a little tiny bridge.
Okay.
I don't know.
Have I gone too far?
Yeah, it goes right on Lansdowne Station Road. There's a little bridge when you're going down, and then you see, when
So
you're seeing right around that turn there, that's
Okay.
where it is. You just headed on it, right
So
past that
around
little
here.
dirt road there, that little gravel pit dirt road. Yeah.
Why? I'm just curious, but
So
why would
look,
they make
there goes the
command
tongue.
so
He's
far
here.
south of where you guys live? Did they say anything about that by any chance?
I'm not sure the actual reasoning for making it there. I know it's a road that's they had a long stretch going down that hill, going to the command center, so everyone
Yeah,
could
see
park
if
their
there's
cars.
anywhere where he's up close.
Because there was hundreds of cars there, into
You
the
could
front desk
see
of the
you could see his better when he's up close. I just want to take notice. So take notice. And again, I'm not doing this part necessarily to analyze it. I'm doing this part to show the clear difference when he talks to DT as opposed to when he talks to the other two females that I've seen so far. And I don't know if that's just an observation or if anybody else feels that same thing. But you guys look at the tongue thing. And again, I keep going back to the tongue thing, but it's a clear indication of him feeling nervous, in my opinion, in this interview.
The blankets were up on them, right?
Did you see the
Oh,
backpack?
there it goes.
I don't remember the backpack, the strawberry backpack, but that was always in Lily's room, right?
Okay.
Right.
Like
She
that was
said right on.
always in Lily's room. Like she never took it out of there, right? That was her backpack it wasn't a school backpack. I know a lot of people think that, but
Yeah.
she actually had a pink LOL doll, like for school, and that was her. And the backpack she ended up taking was the one that we bought for when she took to her grandmother's, right? Which would be Cindy Murray.
So when she
So there's the tongue again. And he says right a lot when he talks to Dan. I just feel like this interview is so different than the other two.
goes on trips, this was the backpack for trips.
Yeah. She didn't take her school backpack. She took her one that she takes on trips.
Interesting.
Trips or overnight trips or to go to visit. She would use that backpack.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so
There goes the tongue.
what's the layout of the house look like? So
Tongue
Where-
The
again.
layout of the house is we have the bedroom at the very end,
okay.
and then we have Lily and Jack's room and my other kid's bedroom, and the bathroom, and the kitchen and the living room.
Now take notice that this is this the most recent of the interviews? Does anyone know? But take notice that he says it in the last interview that he's desensitized to a lot of this stuff. And I feel like you could see it here. I feel like some of these answers he's answered so many times that it's almost like a statement, like this right here, like my bedroom's here, then this bedroom. Like I feel like he's been asked this enough times that he's giving like the desensitized version of it that he was talking about in the last interview.
Okay.
So-
How many
But look, the
bedrooms-
tongue just went right out. You guys, I can't take it. DT, he is definitely more nervous in your interview. I don't know if it's because DT is pushing him and holding him accountable. I don't know if it's because DM thinks that DT is not buying it type thing, because I know that everybody thinks that DT is 100% like, but he does acknowledge when things don't make sense. And he calls Daniel out on it, which is interesting, right? I mean, how many times do we have somebody that could just call him and be like, hey, what about this?
Is that?
Oh, yeah.
3-bedroom.
3 bedrooms.
Yep.
And I know some people have asked, like,
Look at the move.
Lily and Jack, they shared a bedroom. Was there a reason why one wasn't in one room and one wasn't in the other?
Well, my other kids are in the other bedroom. I mean, it really didn't matter if, like, but I know my daughter Raina and Arlo, they like to be in the same bedroom and they like to play together, right?
Weren't they only there like every other weekend? That's just interesting. I'm surprised. I don't think I realized that they shared a bedroom. I mean, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and it was different. It was a lot different from my other 2 kids, not having like any other kids involved, like with me and being a family.
I can't take
before
that.
this, right? So it was kind of new to them. It was kind of new to Lily and Jack as well, especially with the new baby coming in too. So
Yeah.
it was a little bit different for everybody.
And so, yeah, your other children, they weren't there that night, correct?
No, they weren't. They were there the weekend prior.
So relative to where Jack and Lily's bedroom is to where you guys sleep, how close is that? Is that
Yeah,
like,
it's actually the
much
next
far
bedroom.
away?
It's actually the next bedroom over.
And you guys mentioned that you guys could hear them throughout the morning. Is that correct?
Yes, I actually did hear. I know when it says in the documents that we heard them in the next room over, like in their bedroom. I didn't hear them in their bedroom. I heard when Lily would pop in, I heard Jack in the kitchen.
So, okay, and here he goes. He's about to do it again with his tongue. And I am so sorry I keep pointing that out, but I almost wish I saw those other 2 interviews before I saw this one because, wow. Wait, who passed their exam? Congratulations, whoever passed your exam. Cassie, it feels like he tries to be very smooth in interviews with women. I feel he tries almost to flirt or try to pull the wool over women. I think substances of some sort changes his demeanor. Oh my gosh. So I agree with the fact of the flirting thing. Oh wait, I passed my RBT exam. Congratulations. Woohoo. I'm so excited to hear that. In this whole video, he raises up and he's actually smoking his weed vape pen. He is, because do you guys remember? I do remember when I was looking at this, Addie. I was like, is he on something? And then next thing you know, he like reaches over and he's like, and then he goes, and then comes back in the frame. And I was like, oh my gosh. But then I come to realize that it's legal where he's at. So I'm not judging. It was just funny because he was talking. I know what it was. He was talking about how he was sober and that he hasn't been on anything. And that's why I thought it was not funny. That's probably the wrong word. Ironic, maybe, that he was choking on his weed pen as he was saying that he was sober, which again, I am not judging. It was just ironic. So, okay. So Tambourine says, yes, I agree, Dr. Vona, and I feel all the reporters so far have some of the same features. Oh. As wait, MBM? Oh, as Malaya? Wow. Well, that's an observation. That's a good one. I see what you're saying. That's interesting. And then we have, he has less fear when he's talking to women. He also has no issues attacking women in chat when he gets triggered. Shut up, Cassie. What do you mean by attacking women when he's triggered? I didn't know that. He believes that he can charm women, but that it doesn't work the same way with men. Yes, he does the tongue thing. See, you guys see it. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but I think you're overthinking the tongue. Clearly, you keep saying that you're seeing the tongue. So the tongue thing, let me tell you, it's not necessarily that it's the tongue. It's the fact that it's a different. So that's why you guys also have to remember, I have ADHD. It's late. I've been working for like 15 hours now. So please give me a tiny bit of grace. But Gina, I know what you're saying. However, that's the only interview that I see with him where he looks nervous. So I'm saying the tongue thing. What I should be saying is his difference in affect. So his facial expression, he has a complete different affect in this interview than he does in the other 2 interviews. So much so that in the other 2 interviews, in the one, he's literally sitting there with his feet crossed and he's chilling. And again, you guys, I'm not saying that he's guilty. Like, this doesn't mean guilt. this just tells me, and again, so I'm just looking at this for a behavioral type thing, a behavioral analysis. This just tells me that he is 100% feels like he's being held more accountable by DT than he did the other two women. And I'm being honest, I don't know enough about the case yet to where I know him well enough to know that, oh yeah, he just likes to flirt with the ladies, and that I didn't know that he attacks women in chat if he gets triggered by them. I didn't know that. So I'm just making an observation, and these things are just validating that observation is probably correct. So when I say the tongue thing, you guys, what I'm really saying is that his affect changes. That to me, he clearly looks a lot more nervous in this interview. And again, I don't know. It could just be one that, or it could be two things. It could be one, that he feels more comfortable when he's around women, or he feels as though he can flirt with them or get over on them. And let's be clear, like, let's be honest. He does get way more women than you might think, especially in the situation, right? So, and ladies out there, I always say this, like, I don't know that he has the best track record to be dating, but I'll just mind my business. That's not really my business, so I take that back. But yeah, so, hopefully you give me a little bit of grace on that. I don't necessarily, that was somebody else said it's Duper's Delight. He loves to call him Daniel in familiar. Oh, such a good one. See, these are the things that I'm looking at right now. So I'm not necessarily looking for guilt or innocence, especially because in this case, I'm being completely honest. I really don't know in this case what I feel yet. And that's different from all the other cases that I cover. I feel like all the other cases, I immediately know how I feel. And I feel like I find like everything I look at kind of backs it up. In this one, I started this out by, thinking, yeah, maybe the kids got lost in the woods when I was talking to DT. Then I start watching that first interview and I'm like, I literally think I stopped. We go back and look, I think I stopped in like the first 5 seconds. I think he said one thing and I stopped it. I don't even remember what the first thing he said was, but whatever it was enough for me to be like, boop. So then I went that way, right? And then I said by the end of that interview that, with all due respect, if I were giving a check mark for, which side that one would go on, it would go in his favor. So, and then the last interview with the other female, I felt like he was, again, I think he was honest for most of it. And he shows his reaction and his anger towards especially the one rescue that calls him out. So, we see that, but then it's totally different than his interview with DT. Are there other interviews out there with him, with men, that I could look at to see if it's just DT? Is it men? Is it the questions that are being asked? So again, this is where my expertise comes in. So I'm looking more for these behavioral cues than I am at this point guilt or innocence, because I feel like the behavior is what explains later. Like I've also seen tonight, I didn't know about the courses that he took. That was a little strange, right? And that he then not slips up, but he tells a girl, like, do you want to be, I don't know, what did he say, investigated or something, joking around, flirting. And then he's like, no, really, I took a course or whatever. So I feel like it's ego and stuff like that sometimes that wind up tripping people up. But again, with all due respect, that when I say the tongue thing, I just meant more like I clearly see a change in this interview than I did any of the others. Oh, what do we have here? Shut up. Cuff you. You are just, I adore you. So Cuff You gifted 5 Mind Behind True Crime memberships to our channel. So welcome. If you got a membership, please say thank you to Cuff You. She is amazing. We have a Discord that's amazing because Cuff You runs it. I'm scared of Discord a little bit, but I'm coming around. What do we have here? Addie says, yes, Dr. V, I've seen you turn your head sideways and do the rot row swag look. Oh, wait. Yeah, because I'm literally reacting in real time. So if there's something I see that I'm like, I am very expressive. Like so much so that like when I do attendance in class, I'll sometimes be like, and I'm like, oh God, I got to stop doing that. Or a student will say something and I'm just like, oh my God. But they know, I just joke around with them. So they know I'm expressive. I'm just kidding. They're not like, I never do it like in a mean way. Oh, Cuff, so sweet. She is so sweet. Oh, thank you. See, oh my gosh, April, you got one? Get out. What are the chances? Oh my gosh, shut up. Sassy Cassie? Cuff you, I'm so excited. This is so exciting, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Welcome to the Minds Behind True Crime, our little wacky family over here. We love it. Again, if you were here the other night with us, I thought somebody asked me about my vulva, and I was like, why you want to know about my vulva? Like, what's happening right now? And I had a sore throat, and he was asking about my uvula. Straight A stupid, you guys. I say some of the dumbest things. Oh, you know what I want to say before I forget real quick? So, Zach, if you're still in here, and I hope you are. So, Zach, tell me if you're in here. I'll cuff you. You're the best. If Zach's in here, or if you hear this later, on Saturday, I did see your message, and Zach said that on Saturday, Zach is also a content creator that I absolutely can't wait to collaborate with. But he asked about Saturday. So let me just tell you guys about my Saturdays. So I literally work so much that I don't pay attention probably enough to the people that love me and that I love back. So every Saturday, I pay attention to my husband. He gets that day from me. So I go on a date every Saturday night. That's how you keep a marriage. You got to pay attention to your spouse. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, on Saturdays, I go on a date every Saturday, but it's with my husband, so it's all right. You know what I mean? We've known each other since nursery school. I have a picture of us right over there from nursery school. We went to grade school together, high school together, and not college. He didn't go to college. He's an iron worker, a union iron worker. But anyway, I go on a date every Saturday. So any other day that you want to do, I'm down. Let me know. I'll make any of the days happen. And next semester, you guys, just so you know, I scheduled my classes a little bit different in that I will be able to go live more. So that's exciting. So there you go. Is there any questions or comments anybody has before I hang? Oh, that's so awesome. Congrats to both of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. My wedding anniversary, I just realized that I looked down. My wedding anniversary is the 27th. So in 2 weeks, it's right behind me. It's right behind me right there. First came my daughter. She came first, but I married her dad next. And then after that, we had our next kid. So I have two beautiful girls. But yeah. So how long has it been? I got married in 2004. So it's been 21 long years, but amazing years. I know I don't look old enough. I'm just joking. I joke here. Oh, is that on Thanksgiving? I guess so, because today's Thursday. Oh, I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll see. A reason to give thanks most days. No, I'm just joking. He gets on my nerves, but don't they all, right? I think that's just normal. I love him to pieces. All right, you guys. So is there any questions you have before we hang up? Anything I can answer, even if it's a personal question? Do you do the cooking? No. My mom's alive, and she very much still does the cooking, but I clean up. But there's 4 of us kids. Not really kids, adults. But my sister, I have 2 older sisters and then a younger brother. And we all go to my mom's. My dad passed away, but we finally talked my mom into getting a boyfriend. Oh my God. It changed her life, you guys. And he happens to be like the most amazing guy. And I know 100% that my dad would have approved of this guy. Like, he's awesome. He's so kind to my mom. He's kind to everyone. So his family comes over and we all go over. So it's a lot of fun, but also my family, we all live within 10 minutes of each other. So we see each other all the time. My mom's saving me $70 a day. Can you believe it costs $70 a day to rent a car where I live? I was like, what the actual what? My car's not going to be done for 3 weeks. I could do math pretty well. It's a lot. Does he cook? No, Joanne. And if I were to get a divorce, that's what it would be over. I hate that I am always the one that has to cook every night. It is so annoying. Oh, 20 years for you. Congratulations. I love that. No, he doesn't cook. If Daniel's neurodivergent and heard the kids or one of them as unalived, but knows he didn't do it, he would still just, yes, that's what it's so clear sense. That's what I think what I meant by, if you think of, again, with neurodivergence, that's a great point. So what you would think is, if you answer a question very literally, you can rationalize it and therefore pass a test. In that case, Chloe, hi, Chloe. You've been with your husband since you were 14. That's so cute. I love that. How long have you been married? If you're married, because you said husband, so I'm not assuming. How about other people in here? Are other people married? It doesn't matter either way. As long as you're happy, I don't give a shit. Sometimes I think I'm crazy. It's all right, though. I wouldn't trade him for the world. Well, maybe for the world. No, I'm just joking. I'm a jokester, you guys. So I'm trying to think of when I'm going to come on next. Either tomorrow or Sunday. Oh, our car broke down on the way home from a 2-week vacation in South Carolina, and we were stuck there in Orangeburg for 2 extra weeks. You had only been on the road for 2 hours. What? Wow. Okay, so what else do we have here? I've been divorced. So let's see. I've been divorced and single for 28 years. Nothing wrong with that. Divorced, married twice, never again. Nothing wrong with that either. Widowed, miss him dearly. That's how my mom was for the longest time. And I don't know how long you've been widowed, but my mom, Dory is her boyfriend now, and they've been together now for, I don't know, it's been like 2 years or so. But my dad passed away, and it took forever for us to be like, Mom. She was like getting annoying, where she would be over our house all the time. I would come home and she would like be in my kitchen talking on the phone. And I'm like, hi, like what's happening? And I'm like, you need a hobby. So I put her on the dating apps, and then she was so funny. She would be like, oh, Jamie, I can't talk to this guy. He's following me. He's been on 3 apps, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, Ma, you're on the same 3 apps. Could it just be that he has 3 profiles? Oh, come on. I couldn't. I'm like, oh, nobody's following you, I promise. Anyway, he's amazing. I forget. Oh, so he's a widow as well. And they moved in together finally. And we almost died because my mom didn't know if she had to get married to move in. And we were like, no, don't do that. I don't know if Dad would have liked that, but he would have definitely liked Dory. So they're both widowed. And one of the things that we do that I love is that my mom has like this table when you walk in, and there's a picture of her and my dad, and then a picture of him and his wife, and then a picture in the middle of them too. So we always make sure that, you know, like on Thanksgiving, we'll give thanks to Nina, his wife, and to my dad. So it's amazing. So I don't know how long you've been widowed, but I hope for you that you do whatever is, you know, fills your heart, obviously, but you never know. You could turn out like my mom someday. It took her a long time, but now that she's come around to it, I don't know that I've seen her this happy. So, and my dad was awesome. Like he was the best dad in the world, but I feel like Dory even like brings like out the good parts of my mom. Not that my dad didn't, but not as much. We celebrated 20 years in March. Well, congratulations, Gina. You've been married for almost 6 years. Look at you. I suck at picking needy men. Well, Coca-Cola, let me just tell you that as somebody who has a specialization in marriage and family therapy, the fact that you know that you pick needy men is the biggest battle of all, just so you know. So a lot of times people don't like put together that they've had 4 different boyfriends. They have totally different careers. They might be 4 different races. Like everything's different. And they're like, how does it all end the same way? And I'm like, because you're picking the same person. They have the same personality trait, or the one that, you keep attracting yourself to. So the fact that you know that you're picking needy men is half the battle. Let me know the next guy you go out with. I'll let you know if there's red flags. What do we have here? Yeah, transmission for a Mercedes wasn't quick to get. I bet not. That's what I have right now, and that's what's getting fixed, and it's going to take 3 weeks. So then we have 26 years. Then we have, I've never been married, but do own a wedding dress. Oh, I love that. I got close, and thankfully the lies were exposed before it actually happened. Sassy Cassie, you got lucky on that one, because could you imagine if you would have gotten married? All of the people in here that said they were divorced, I promise you, they all probably think you dodged a bullet in that one. Then we have no. I think it's because he's analyzing to fight. If it comes out, I hear the other day he's supposed to take anger management. I didn't know that. You guys, my dog is so annoying and won't stop barking. 1 second. If anyone leaves, have a great night. If not, I'll be back. Come on, Laura. Laura, come here. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'll see if I have any more questions. Thor is so needy, my dog. Thor, come here. Come here, buddy. I know you just want my attention. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. Say it up at Thor. Thor boy. This is my handsome feller. He's my handsome man. He just wants me to pay attention to him. Watch, he's going to start pawing at me. See, there we go. So we have Claire says, married 2 times, divorced them both. Would do a third, but he has to be remarkable and have money. If you're going to do it a third time, let's be real. Make sure he's got money. I'm just joking. Then we have, I've kept the dress because my grandma and aunt, who have both passed away, were there that day, and the memories are the best part. Well, let me tell you, you are correct in that. I totally agree with that. And I think that's beautiful. And I also think that it's beautiful that you found out before you got married that that wasn't the person to marry. And then we have good to know, thanks. I agree. Then we have, they're calling out for snow tonight in Pictou County. They're supposed to be searching for Jack and Lily Sunday. Prayers for good weather. Oh, it's going to snow by there. Oh, wow. Yes, let's pray for them. All right, let's see. What do we have here? I have 2 bloodhounds dancing on my bed at the moment. I love that. That's my door over here. And then I have Allie too. And everybody who's in here usually knows that Allie will get so jealous if I don't say her name. She literally is staring at me over across the room like she has such an attitude. I can't take it. And Thor is just so needy. I can't take it either. In a good way. Like, that's better than not being needy, right? From my doggy, but it's a little bit much. All right, what else do we have? Cutie. Then we have, what is handsome boy? He is handsome, isn't he, Thor? How funny is it that all I wanted was a little dog? We rescued both of our dogs. So Allie came with my husband. So Thor, I was like, oh, this is going to be my dog. And I just want a little dog. That's all I want. So my husband was like, please, anything but a little dog. I don't want a dog that's just going to bark and bite my ankles. That's what my last dog did. I had a Yorkshire Terrier. So long story short, we went to the rescue and there goes Thor. And he was tiny, 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 but it's because he was a couple weeks old. But I don't know my dogs like that. So we made eye contact and fell in love. And I was like, oh, Rye, I met my soulmate. I was like, I know who my dog is. So my husband was like, oh my God. So he's like, let's go see. And he said he was preparing himself for this little yappy dog. So when he walked over and it was Thor and he saw Thor's paws, he was like, oh, this is the dog. And I was like, yeah. I was like, look at him. I was like, he's amazing. My husband was like, okay. I should have known then when he said okay, because he wanted a big dog. And I was like, really? You don't care? Like, I was like, he's like little and all. And he's like, yeah. And then we get home and I was like, oh. Literally at the pet store, he's under giant. I'm like, he's like taller than me. It's crazy. But he's adorable. And I am so glad that I accidentally got a huge dog and a boy dog because I honestly thought I wanted a girl little dog. And I didn't. I wanted a big boy dog. He's amazing. He really is. He cuddles and everything. Like we spoon at night. It's so funny. I got to head to sleep. I got to too. We've already had snow. No way. Wow. Does he sleep between you and your husband? No. No, my husband doesn't sleep on the couch either. He's in bed right now. So Thor will come up in the bed and he'll plop down right in front of me because he wants to spoon. I'm not even lying. It's the weirdest thing. Me and my husband laugh about it. My husband will be like, all right. And because he just like, he'll plop right down on top of me and I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I'll like rub his belly for a few minutes. And then when I stop, he gets up and he goes in his bed. So he's good like that. And the other dog can't get up on our bed anymore. She's a little bit older and our bed's really high, but Thor can jump right up. Yours is 150 pounds. Wow. I love that you actually interact with us in chat. A lot of creators don't. Means a lot. Well, I'm nothing without you. So how about that? In the hospital, day 14. What in the hell's going on, Brenda? Well, I hope that you are feeling better soon and that you get the frig out of there. Nobody needs to be in the hospital. Get the hell out of the hospital. Tell them you need to go. No, I'm just joking. Get better, please, and get out of there safely. Oh, no, Brenda. Sending love and good vibes. You guys, I'm so excited for our newest members. Look at Sassy Cassie. I can't even take it. And we have Brenda. Brenda, you're a new member now, too. That's amazing. So there you go. I'm so glad that you got to be a member too. Perfect. Well, you guys, if you are just coming in, everybody pray, please. Yes, please pray for Brenda that she gets out of the hospital soon and that she is well. Been on live forever. Anyway, I'm going to go, you guys. Everybody have an amazing night. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so excited to have our new members. I hope you guys join me again. I hope if you're here that you subscribe. If you're on the replay, thank you. If you've gotten this far, you're amazing. Come back again on Thursday nights, you guys. It's the one night that I do a live that I really feel like I get to interact. So I love that. Next Thursday, come with any questions you have. I'm literally an open book. Anything you want to know. I have nothing to hide. Just ask. Or if you have questions about your own life and you want to ask questions, I'll hear you out too. So Dr. Vona, do you think that when you're such a narcissist that you believe everything you say? I think so. Colleen Green. Honey. A narcissist is never wrong. And they see, so like it depends what your role is. So if it's like a boyfriend or girlfriend, like a mate, it's like one way. If it's a mother-daughter type thing, we see other things. But with narcissists, if like it's mother-daughter, when my kids look in the mirror, they see themselves. When a narcissist, when their daughter looks in the mirror, they see themselves. So everything's a reflection of the narcissist. The narcissist is never wrong. Everything's everyone else's fault. Gaslighting is huge. You do have to you have to remember that there's a fuel. So you're like fuel, not you personally, but the person that the narcissist is in a relationship with, whether it be a friend, sibling, child, lover, whatever the case may be. Flojo, what's up? But anyway, back to the narcissist real quick. You provide this like gasoline, if you will, like you fill up their tank of narcissism. And the problem is you have to make sure you don't injure a narcissist, like injure their ego. So not only are they always right, but proving them wrong will come often with a price. So you'll pay a price for that. And a narcissist is childlike, let me tell you that. It's a personality disorder. So it started at birth and continued throughout life. So it's pretty stable throughout life. And narcissistic revenge can be, oh my God, brutal. But if you offend a narcissist, or we call it bruise a narcissist, or a narcissistic injury is what it's called. You have to remember, not you remember, but anybody that's interested, you have to remember that a narcissist, they're going to try to prove you wrong. So if you injure their ego by saying the truth, maybe, and that's like too much for them to handle, they'll do whatever they can to prove you wrong, but to an extreme. So let's take BK, for example. There you go. He was very narcissistic. Bryan Kohberger, very narcissistic. Thought he was the smartest guy in the room, thought he was smarter than the investigators, thought that he was there and that he was going to teach the police department how to do surveillance and stuff. I think he felt small a lot of his life, and his bruised ego is what gets him in trouble. But I also think that when he had that narcissistic injury, he became enraged, and his extreme was going from being a nothing to identifying as this person that's now notorious, if you will, for this horrible, brutal crime. So it's not only, and think about, like, let's think before then, his schooling, right? He not only he gets through an eating disorder, he gets through drug addiction, and he gets through his bachelor's and master's program, and he gets accepted into a doctorate program. So with all that being said, whenever he got down, he did the opposite of. So he was overweight and got teased. What does he do when he gets that narcissistic injury where people made fun of him? He goes, joins the gym, and becomes extremely health conscious or weight conscious. He winds up getting surgery after losing so much weight for his skin. And so that would be like an extreme opposite, right? So same thing with schooling. So he went from, even with using, he went from using to them having him saying that he would never use again for anything. So again, he takes like an extreme, he becomes vegan. So I don't know, narcissism literally can get me on a roll. You have no idea. I hope I answered your question, but they are never wrong, honey. Ever, ever, ever. It's always somebody else's fault, or it was traffic, or it's always something, everything but them. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I survived 2.5-year nightmare with a narcissist. Oh, well, good thing you survived it, because they'll suck the life out of you. Like, sub, share. Yes. Thank you, Mark the Shark. I am so appreciative. Being my mom. Oh, Mark the Shark. I want to warn you real quick, if you're on here still. when I don't know if you heard or whatever with my car, my cell phone and everything. In the meantime, my husband lost his wallet and we had to get like new cards for everything. So at the end of not the end of the month, but whenever all of my things renew, I'm afraid that it's going to lapse. So there's another one, and I have to tell DT too. It's not letting me put my card in my YouTube. So I think it's going to like take away my subscriptions, but just know that it's not me being like not subscribed, you know what I mean? The membership, but that as soon as it goes up and I realize it, we'll hop back on. BK father, why is mother not answering? Addie, I don't know if you saw my short, but I did a funny short and I actually think Flojo might like it. But do you guys remember the song Hello Mother, Hello Father? Well, I did a song about BK and it's Hello Mother, Hello Father. How weird is that? Who says that? I can't. I think Olivia's victim impact statement tore BK apart. So let me tell you, Cassie, let me be honest with you. I do think that of everyone, I do think that I see the most reaction, if you will, with her. However, a lot of the things that she said, I don't, and this is so unfortunate, but just as somebody who studies this stuff, I don't know that it bothered him as much as it's as much as it made an impact for us. I do think, again, that of all the impact statements, that he did react a lot to hers, and he reacts in some of Steve's too, I noticed. But it's the specific things that they say, not specifically them. Her impact statement, on the other hand, should be like taught in schools and stuff like that. Like, she did such a good job, especially if you're trying to get to somebody like BK, because it's going to be hard to get to him no matter what. So the fact that she was able to get to him at all is that's amazing. So let's see. I loved her statement. Sup, Flo? Here I am at, oh yeah, that's so funny. Do you remember the bad version too? It was like, hello, mother, hello, father. Is it? I am smoking marijuana. I don't know. It's a whole drug one that we learned in high school, but you guys should look up the short. It's actually pretty funny. I was like in such a goofy mood that night, and I made up a whole hello mother, hello father song just for BK. It actually was fun. I was down the shore and I was bored, and my daughter was working. So I was talking to my husband, and my husband's actually really funny. And it was the night that we found out that he called his parents mother and father. And I was like, who does that? So I was on the phone with my husband and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to tell you. He's the one that said, do you remember that song? And I was like, yeah, okay, so I'm not going to sing it, but how about this? I found it. Let's watch it real quick. It's a short. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Not hey, mom. No, I'm proper. Who says father in a text? Like a weirdo trying hard to sound complex. Found my contacts. Also formal. Nothing casual. Nothing normal. Girl I ran with. Friend named Stan. Just a contact list that shows I have no plan. Wow. So remember, kids, don't be shady. Don't get vain and act all crazy, or you'll end up just like me, singing Mother Fada from the penitentiary. There you go. That was my funness. Hello, mother. Hello, father. That was so funny, that parody from a long time ago. Yes. And there you go. So you guys, thank you so much for spending 2 hours with me tonight. And I don't know about brilliant, Addie, but I'll take it. Thank you, guys. But thank you so much for being here. And for the few of you that have been here since my first live stream at 8:30, you are a superstar. How about that? And I will not forget any of this. Oh my gosh, look at all these green people. I'm like dead right now. I can't believe how many of you are green, you guys. I'm going up the thing right now. Wow. Thank you. I can't even. And thank you again to Cuff You for gifting 5 The Minds Behind True Crime memberships. You rock. I appreciate you. Yes. Flojo, I subscribed. All right, you guys, I'm really going to go this time. I'm tired. And Scarlet or Harlot. Why did I just see? That's how tired I am that I said Scarlet instead of Harlot, and I know who you are. Thank you. And thank you, my mods. Thank you. I couldn't do this without you guys. And Mark, everybody go join Mark the Shark's channel. If anybody else has a channel, please put it in the comments. I'm totally cool with that. Flojo's got one. Go check them all out. And good night, you guys. Mwah. Please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this so that I can continue to bring you content. Thank you so much.